Hey, Sulfuric here. A good portion of my videos at this point have been edited with Shotcut, an easy, intuitive, free, and open source video editor. While the team behind Shotcut seems to have delivered on all these objectives, there's just one thing about that software that really bothers me. Of course, more on that later. With this brief introduction out of the way, let's begin the review. Let's talk about ease of use, an important factor especially for software that's geared towards beginners. Honestly, this is one of Shotcut's main advantages over alternative video editing solutions. To demonstrate this, let me walk you through my editing process for Shotcut. Creating a video project is easy. Tracks can be clicked and dragged on, which I typically do, and easily split using the S key. Applying audio/video filters and keyframing is simple. Exporting is just a matter of a few clicks. And there you go. As you've probably noticed, the user interface is very intuitive, and for, at the very least, my style of videos, it revolves pretty much entirely around the filters and properties windows. The search bar on the filters section makes them that much easier to locate. Workflow is incredibly simple, and there really isn't too much of a learning curve to Shotcut. Now let's talk about features. Shotcut comes with a multitude of filters out of the box. This is another strong point, as well as using the software. I haven't yet found myself needing an effect and adjustment that wasn't available from the stock library of effects. Although if you do find yourself in such a situation, Shotcut's open source nature allows for it to be further customized by installing plugins. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the sole reason why I stopped using Shotcut and switched to DaVinci Resolve. Shotcut is slow. Really slow. Even when viewing my timeline with preview scaling at the lowest possible resolution, Shotcut begins to lag as soon as I'm cutting footage 5 minutes into any of my projects. These performance filters only get worse when you're applying filters and keyframing, which at times have made it impossible for me to accurately preview a semi-finished video without having to export multiple revisions. Which leads me to the next issue. Export times for Shotcut are insanely high compared to what I use now, DaVinci Resolve. Additionally, there were numerous times where Shotcut would sporadically crash. However, its autosave feature makes it more of an annoyance than a severe detriment. It's not like I'm using a potato battery for a computer either. Here are my specs, and while it's probably true that my CPU is bottlenecking my GPU, my current processor is not a bad one at that. Now I think I have an inkling for why Shotcut's performance is much poorer than DaVinci Resolve's, in spite of it only having a fraction of the features. Where DaVinci Resolve uses the GPU, I don't think Shotcut leverages the GPU at all. And if it does, it doesn't do a very good job. I managed to find a couple forum posts about it, so this definitely isn't some weird one-off anomaly, but your mileage may vary depending on the specifications of your computer. TLDR, if you don't have a top-of-the-line CPU, you'll probably run into aforementioned performance issues. Shotcut's a great entry-level video editing software that will always have a special place in my heart since some of my earliest YouTube videos were made with it. Its user interface is easy and intuitive, plus the onboard filters are enough to get the job done. My only real complaints with it are the performance issues I've experienced using it. However, if you're willing to look past those, or have a beefy CPU, I would definitely recommend Shotcut for beginners.